Hello my friend, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I make my homemade sushi. I recently made this and it was really good, so I figured I would share it and share the process with you too. There are so many different ingredients and so many different techniques that you can do while making sushi, but this is just what we prefer. So you're going to start off with some sushi rice. This is the brand that I use. To make quite a few rolls, I do 2 cups of rice. What I do is I like to rinse it off in my strainer. You want to rinse it thoroughly until the water comes clean. Once the rice is all washed, you're going to put it in your pan, and then you're going to add 4 cups of water to your 2 cups of rice. From there, you're just going to cook your sushi rice to the package directions. And then while that's cooking in a small bowl, you're going to put 4 tablespoons of sugar and 2 teaspoons of salt. Now, this is where I do things a little bit differently. I do not add in the rice vinegar. The first time we made it, the rice vinegar was very potent and we didn't really like it. So all I do is I do the sugar and the salt in a bowl, and then I dissolve it in a little bit of water, and it works just as well. Now keep in mind that I did double these ingredients because I doubled the rice, so if you're not making as much sushi, refer to the rice directions to see the correct measurements of the sugar and the salt. Once your rice is all cooked, all the water is absorbed and it's nice and fluffy, you're going to take your cooked rice and put it into a bowl. Then you're going to grab your sugar and salt mixture and dump it over the rice. This is what makes it sticky, and this is what helps it stick to the nori wraps. And then you're going to let it cool down just a little bit. They say to put it in the refrigerator and let it cool completely before you put it on the wraps, but I didn't have time for that, and I didn't have time the first time I made it, and it worked out really well. But I do let it sit for about, I would say 30 minutes while I prep the rest of the ingredients to cool down. Some of the tutorials that I watched to make this recommended to cover the cooked rice with a damp paper towel while it cooled down so it doesn't dry out. So what we're going to do now is move on to prepping all of the ingredients. Like I mentioned earlier, you can literally put whatever you want in your sushi, whatever kind of meat, whatever kind of vegetable that you prefer. But we prefer California rolls whenever we go out to eat, so that is what I'm going to be making here. So I'm just going to prep some cucumber, crab, cream cheese, and avocado. Now that all the ingredients are chopped up and prepared, what I'm going to do is start assembling the sushi rolls. So what you do is you lay down a nori wrap, and then you want to start laying a layer of sticky rice down on the entire wrap. This rice is very sticky and it sticks to your fingers really bad. As you can see, I'm kind of struggling to get it off of my hands. So I noticed what really helps is to get a bowl of water, and once it's down, wet your fingers, and then you can push the rice into the wrap. When the rice is laid down, then all you do is just grab your ingredients and lay them at the top of the nori wrap. I did some with cucumber and some with cream cheese and avocado and crab, and I just did some with cucumber, crab, and cream cheese. Just whatever you want to do, whatever ingredients you want to put in them, just go ahead and layer them on. Once all of your ingredients are laid down to your liking, you're going to start rolling it up. Now there are different sushi mats that you can get to place it on, and they help you roll them tightly. I didn't have that, and honestly I didn't even bother buying one, but all I did was I just grabbed the edge and started rolling, and then whenever I got to the end of it, I got my fingers wet in the bowl of water, so that way the wrap stayed closed. Once that one is done, you set it aside, and then you just repeat the process until you've made the amount that you want to make. The last time we made sushi, my kiddos tried the imitation crab, and they were not big fans of it, so I told them that I would make them just some plain veggie rolls without any crab, and both my children loved it. Between the two of them, they ate an entire roll, so I really liked the fact that this meal was something that the whole family could enjoy. So that is another tip. If you have kiddos that don't really care for some of the ingredients, you can leave some out or add some in depending on what they like. I'm going to finish up sealing this one before I put it on the plate, but this is what they look like right before they go into the refrigerator. I don't cut them because the rice is still slightly warm, so I've noticed that we like them whenever they are cooled off and have been in the refrigerator for a little while. So all I'm going to do is just cover these up with some foil and then place them in the refrigerator. I also want to add that make sure if you do make this to make it a little bit in advance because it does taste better cold. We made it and then we ate it shortly after, and the rice was still kind of warm, and we had it for leftovers the next day, and we realized that we really prefer it cold. So I think at this time I made it around like 12 o'clock and we didn't eat it until 4, and we liked it a lot more this time. It is now dinner time, so it had been about 3 hours between the last two clips. So what I'm gonna do now is just slice up all the sushi into like sushi sized pieces or so. Some are bigger than others. I wasn't too precise with this, but I did go ahead and cut all of the sushi. That way my husband could just grab it and eat it whenever he got home from work. So I went ahead and dished out what I was going to have for dinner, and then whatever we didn't eat, I just covered it back up with foil and put it back into the refrigerator. That way my husband could have it whenever he got home. So I'm just going to make my plate with you. We got these onions from Kroger. They're like the dried crispy onions, sort of like what you would get at the sushi restaurant, and they were really good. So I'm just going to put some of this on all of it, and then I'm going to take some of this, I believe it's sriracha mayo. This is something else that they also use on the sushi in the restaurant. I saw this on TikTok. Someone recommended it and it is so good. So I'm putting it all over all of them. So here I'm showing you the onions and the sriracha mayo. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of the soy sauce in a bowl so I could dip it in soy sauce. But that pretty much does it for this video. Let me know how you like this recipe, and I'll see you in my next one.